currently hiking the Cosby backpacking loop. Gonna make this a nice peaceful trip. At least that's the goal. Make it 2 nights. Not a ton of miles, can't remember how many exactly. But it's got some waterfalls. Some cool overlooks I've heard. I just went to the backcountry ranger office. Asked them what should I backpack, knowing that Cades Cove is closed. This is what they told me, so we'll see how it goes. So far, so good. Lots of creeks. All the good things. The Cosby backpacking loop, beginning at the Cosby campground, typically begins by heading west towards Bareneck Gap. This section of the trail features one spectacular waterfall called Hem Wallow Falls before reaching Sugar Cove Camp after 4.7 miles and 1,900 feet of gain. The next section of the trail contains a steady descent before joining up with a much wider Maddron Bald Trail. This section also contains what is likely the highlight of the whole loop, Albrights Grove, the last remaining tract of old-growth timber in the entire national park. However, this section also gains 2,843 feet over 6.53 miles before reaching Otter Creek Campground number 34. The last section of the Cosby Loop ascends up to Maddron Bald and has an optional connector trail of which you can hike out to the summit of Inadu Mountain at nearly 6,000 feet before heading back down Snake Mountain Trail. This, including the out and back, this last section is 8.86 miles, descends 4,324 feet, and gains 2,000 feet before it brings you back to the Cosby campground. All right, just packed up my camp. Said bye to my friends that I made last night around the campfire. Group of dads, super cool guys. Now I'm heading to the next campground, up the mountain. It's a beautiful camp area here. Back on Gabes Mountain Trail, that's what this one's called. Excited for this day. Supposed to see old growth forest, the oldest in Smoky Mountain National Park. Apparently it's got a 25-foot wide tree. Sounds just wonderful. Yeah, should be fun. I believe this massive, I want to say chestnut oak here, just I just fell about a week ago. Absolutely huge tree. So it was a big storm, that's why Cades Cove was closed, and I believe that's why there's been all this down timber on the trail. Forces me to go a little slow, which I don't mind, and now I'm disgusted. Huge down tree here. Currently cooking my lunch here. Just got some Nor Alfredo pasta. Pretty good classic for cheap backpacking. But I'm sitting here in the Albright Grove under what I believe is the largest tree in Great Smoky Mountains. It's a tulip tree or a giant poplar, and it's currently dying or half dead, not completely dead yet, but it's about half the height it used to be. They say it used to be 135 feet tall or something like that, but the width is about 25 feet, which I'll never be able to convey on this video, but it is massively wide. Pretty cool tree to be sitting down next to. So this poplar here is a tree, also known as a tulip tree. It's hard to express its size in video, but there's a hand for you. I'll give a full tour here. Let me go in 0.5. There we go. Of course. I would imagine it was measured from down here, this like lower end, all the way over to here when they got the 24-foot measurement. Something. That's a pretty good trail obstruction there if I've ever seen one myself. It's so cold. It is so cold. I don't know if I can do this. Here's a little look at my fire ring for the night. I kind of threw these rocks together. I'll put them all back in the morning. Leave no trace, but I like to process all my wood before I get the fire going. I got my fat wood over here. I have my smaller kindling, some miscellaneous shavings. These can just go over here. And then those are the larger ones that are gonna help it keep it going. Yeah, hopefully they'll all kind of dry out too from adjacency. Apparently all the backcountry campgrounds here have these bear hang systems. Come down right here. Pretty nice. Makes it a lot easier for me. All right, just about quarter to a half mile in. Got 1.5 miles of elevation gain today. Probably, I think it's like 800 feet, something like that, to the top of Snaked In Mountain. And then it's over a 3,000 foot descent back to the campground, maybe in 4. So should be a pretty easy day once I get up here. Supposed to be some really good lookouts. Excited for. Got my pack full of water though right now, so it's pretty heavy. I'm not expecting much water up at the top of the mountain for obvious reasons. Made it onto the AT. Almost at the top of Inadu Knob. It's basically the mountain I've been climbing for the past 3 days. All right, this is roughly the summit of Inadu Mountain. It's the mountain I've been climbing for the past 3 days, and I'm about to go down it in like 3 hours. There's all this weird metal stuff up here. I'm wondering if it's fuselage or something from a airplane crash. Can't figure out what else it would be. Maybe there's an old cell tower, but it looks like it's all riveted together and stuff, like a airplane or something. I didn't see any USGS marker or anything, so I'm gonna assume that's just not a thing up here. It's really just a forest pocket. Someone had a fire here. But yeah, what is this stuff? Had to meander through what seems like one of these every quarter mile. all the clusters of down trees I've had to get through, this one took it out of me the most. This is a little cemetery here, just off the side of the trail. Right here's the oldest tombstone I found. It says Joseph Campbell, born December 31st, 1860, and died in 1894. So that's pretty old, 1816 to 1894. People were out here a long time ago.